Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Women Have Needs Too. Women have needs too. Right now, I need to figure out how to make my life just a little bit easier. And today, we're here with Brook Borup, and she is a genius when it comes to making implementation easy. With her out-of-the-box systems, processes, and marketing strategies, Brooke helps her clients get their to-do list done and realize their dreams of being a true business owner with a team of their own. Her company, My Clone Solution, works with business owners and professionals, making sure they have everything they need to achieve their goals and scale to success. Thank you, Brooke, for saving my life.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be that person for you.
You guys don't know it, but Brooke and her company are the ones that developed my website, and I can't even tell you how many compliments I get on my website. So if you haven't been to my website, go there, womenhaveneeds2.com, and Brooke and her team put it together, and it's so wonderful working with Sam and working with you. And
We have fun. I mean, we love our clients just like they're all of our own businesses.
yeah, well, you don't only do web development.
No.
So tell us how your company is unique. How are you the solution?
So we are just like every other virtual assistant, online business manager, project manager out there for solutions for business owners. However, the uniqueness comes because we do everything. So we can help you at any stage of business. We can help you with any project where you get stuck, or if you have this grand idea and you just don't know what to do next. So we take where your business is.
I have a lot of ideas.
I know you do. I know you do. That's a totally separate conversation.
Yes, it is.
But we start with where you're at now and where you want to go, so that everything that we do, every step along the way, makes it so that we can grow you and scale you to get to where you want to go. I was having this conversation with someone last night, and she's like, I want an online course. And that's where she stopped. And I'm like, I understand you want an online course, and everybody's selling online courses, but what else do you want?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is it just going to be an online course? Because I guarantee it's not. You are going to want to have some funnels, and you're going to want to have e-commerce, and you're going to want to sell a whole bunch of different things, and maybe you want to coach. It's not in your plan today.
But it will be.
But it will be. And I need to make sure that I don't waste your money.
Right.
And that's the difference.
And you're good about that.
I that's a huge thing, right? I only work with small business owners because of that.
Yeah.
I realize that your money is important, your time is important, everything is important, and I don't want anybody to ever come behind me that's a service provider and say, we have to scrap everything, and they wasted your time and wasted your money. And that happens all the time. Linda, how many times has that happened to you?
So what happened with me was that I had somebody start my website, and then they quit. And I was in a lurch, remember? And I met you at a conference. I met Brooke at a conference, and I said, I need a new web developer. Can you take a look at it and see if you can work with what I have, or if I need to start over from scratch, or if I'm even on the right platform, or if I should move to something totally different? While I was at the conference, you looked it over thoroughly, and you said, you know what? It looks pretty good. Everything's in place. I almost remember verbatim what you said. You said, everything's in place. This is a very good platform, and we can work with it, and we can go from here and build it.
Yep, it just needs to be finished.
It just needs to be finished. And so you said, I just need the content. And so I just started sending content. Maybe not that fast. Maybe I was sending content. Slow motion, because it's, you got to pull the content from other sources. But I'm not even going to say finished product, because it's never finished. But there's still some tweaking that I need to do, and some more work for you and Sam. But but it's beautiful, and I get so many compliments on it. Yeah. But it's time for me to start taking advantage of some of your other, I don't want to say services, but services and solutions that you have. So can we talk about those?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what? So okay, so you take a business. It could be an existing business or a new business. It could be a business idea, and you help strategize of where they are now and where they want to go.
Right. So most people come to me with something that they want. You know, Brooke, I need a PowerPoint. Brooke, I want a funnel. Brooke, like this other girl, I need a website, or I need an online course. And what's next?
Right. What is next?
So we have a conversation. So most of my clients come to me and they start this. It's a 22-minute conversation. It's quick and it's easy. It kind of we get to see if we can work together, right? So we get to test each other's personalities. I'm a very strong personality.
I like that about
right? And I even have some guys that like, mommy, they'll call me. And it is hilarious because everybody knows who it is when that comes across the phone. And so they call me and they'll say, this is what I want. And so we start with that 22-minute call. And once that 22-minute call is over, I've decided if I can work with you. You've decided if you can work with me. And if you're ready at that point, then if we know what we want, we go right into work. If we don't know what we want at that point, or it's just too big, the scope of work, I want this and this and this and this and this, I have to decide what comes first. I have to decide on the budget for it so that I give it all to you at one stop. So I have people that will come in that their vision is going to cost them $40,000, $50,000, right? But $40,000, $50,000 may be a 2-year plan.
Right.
Or a 3-year plan,
right,
depending on where they're at.
You're not asking for a $50,000 check.
Heck no.
Because I know you didn't get that from me.
Well, the thing is we want people. Everything happens in stages.
Yeah.
So we are a company. We're here for the longevity, right? I don't want you for just one project.
Right.
I want you to keep coming back, and we treat you like that.
Yeah.
We make sure that you have the best experience, so that you want to keep doing work with us.
Yes.
Now, do I work with other service providers? Absolutely. So if you have an established business already, then you have other people that you're working with. I'm happy to come in and help streamline that. Because the problem with most business owners is they go to a service provider assuming that service provider knows everything, can assist them with everything, can offer them suggestions, and then they trust them wholeheartedly. And there's no management of the process. So when you're starting a business or you're changing something, I need a new website. I need email. I need emails to go out. I need something for a newsletter. I need social media. Somebody told me I need to have SEO and I don't even know what it is, right? All of these different things are I need. But when do you need it? Where's the cart? Where's the horse? Right? We have chickens, we have eggs, we have ducks, we have all these different things all over the place, and none of them talk.
Right.
Because they don't flow.
Right.
Right?
They need to flow.
Exactly. So if we come in and we say, okay, here's your cart. Let's fill your cart up first. Then we bring the horse in. Then we fill the cart up more, and then we need another horse. Right? So we just kind of build on all of this.
Right.
So it's budget conscious. You get everything that you need. It's just in a timeline that your budget allows and that your time allows. Because we don't work in a vacuum. Right?
Right.
I'm
No,
like,
we don't.
Linda, I need this from you. Or can you give me something so that we can move to the next step, right?
Right. And you have to work with the end in mind, knowing that the end is going to move a little bit.
Yeah.
It's going to, progress. But you have to, I think, I like to work that way, knowing where you want to go so you know where to start, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I ask you, I'm not going to say stupid because there's no such thing as a stupid question, but why 22-minute call?
That is exactly the answer. Because when you say, let's get on a 15-minute call, people are like, what you going to do in 15 minutes? And if you say, let's get on a 30-minute call, they're like, that's an entire half hour of my day. I'm not going to give you that time. My time is precious. So split the difference.
I love it.
Right? And then people ask, well, why 22 minutes?
Why 22 minutes?
Because I want you to ask why 22 minutes.
I love it.
And I would say 70% of the people that I talk to in that 22-minute call start the call off with why 22 minutes? And it's a conversation starter. So even, I can talk. all day long.
Right.
No problem.
No problem.
But for the people, some of the people that are working with me, they're introverted. They don't like to be on the phone. They don't want to be on the phone.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid getting on Zoom with me. Right? And it's a thing. You know, I'll have people that they got the Zoom link, they got everything, and then just didn't show. And so I pick up the phone and I call them. And they're like, well, I really wanted to have a phone call, so I just didn't show up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then we end up being, you know, it was just they didn't want to be on video, or they just didn't want to show up to Zoom that day or whatever.
Right.
And, you know, I was doing Zoom before Zoom was cool.
Right.
So I'm, you know,
You're the Zoom queen.
COVID did something for me. It took everybody that wouldn't work digitally, wouldn't work with a virtual
And now they
person,
almost were forced
and now
to.
they're like, they were forced to.
Yeah.
And now they're like, this is awesome.
And all
I
along
like
you've been trying to
this.
teach this to them.
Right.
Save yourself some time, save some headache.
Absolutely.
Save yourself some drive time because you gain hours
Yeah,
by not driving all over town.
I teach LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is a big service that I teach and I do workshops on.
Teach LinkedIn?
Uh-huh.
I did not know.
And so it's one of the things that is most requested from me. How do I use LinkedIn to grow my business? How do I use
Right.
LinkedIn to get leads? How do I? And LinkedIn, I say, is a 24/7 networking that you can go to with no pants on, really, because that's what people want. And
Yeah, but I've learned you have to be careful. I've seen some of those videos.
exactly, but LinkedIn isn't on video.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
So it's just
Oh, yeah.
networking.
Okay.
So you can message who you want to message, only talk to the people you want to talk to, not feel bad for walking away from someone.
Can we give one LinkedIn tip today that people
Sure.
can go home with?
Sure. Start a conversation.
Because I do believe in LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody on LinkedIn walks around with a giant sticker on their forehead saying, this is who I am, this is what I do, and essentially from that you can infer how much they make. Right? Mm-hmm. All of us are looking for a demographic.
Right.
I need doctors that make over 100,000. I need lawyers. I'm looking for CPAs. I'm looking for speakers, authors, coaches, whatever.
Right.
We're looking for those. They shout it from the rooftops.
They do. Well, if they're not doing it, then they're not using LinkedIn
Correct.
properly.
There's a lot of those. But they shout it from the rooftops for
Yeah.
you. So go on there, understand that LinkedIn is not about you. It's
right.
100% about them.
What you can do for them.
Absolutely. So I have this saying that says nobody cares about you, they only care about what you can do for them.
That's right.
And that is your LinkedIn profile. So if your LinkedIn profile says I,
Yeah.
and you're a business owner, if you're not looking for a job, then I is not a thing.
Right.
So we work with people that are this. If you are yada, 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 then this is what we're going to do for you.
Do
right?
you write those for people?
Yep. So we have a LinkedIn service where we write your profile for you. We write your scripting for you. It all comes from an interview, and we set all of that up. We do cover graphics to your brand. We make sure that your logos are there, that your company's represented, all of that stuff. And that's just one of the things that we do.
Oh yeah. So your strategy session. So
Yeah.
so you go from a 22-minute call then to what?
3 hours.
A 3-hour
Yep.
strategy session?
Yep. So that 3-hour call, I charge $300 for it.
Okay.
And the reason that I do that is because you will walk away with so much tangible knowledge that it's yours. And if you walk away from me that day, you take that, and anybody can take that task list and do it, provided they have the knowledge to be able to do that.
Right.
And so I've had that happen to me before. These calls used to be free, as a precursor to working with me.
Yeah.
And so now what I do is you pay up front for that $300, and we do that meeting. You get your scope, you get all your tangibles from that meeting, and then if you decide that you're going to work with me within 30 days, then you get that $300 off on your first bill.
Okay, good.
So it's still free.
Yeah. It's
Should
still
you
free.
choose to use us.
Right.
But if you don't, then you've paid to be able to go and have your entire plan.
Right.
And we sit down and we talk through, if it's a website, we're going to start with, what's the customer journey? What do you want the customer to feel from the minute they get to your site? How are we going to make them purchase? And when I say make, I mean the call to action, and making that prevalent in your site.
Right.
Because if you don't have call to action on every single page, then people don't have any direction.
Right.
And everybody needs to have their hand taken and walked down the yellow brick road.
Yes, they do.
You know, like I use that a lot with funneling and business in general, with the sales process. If you go back to the Wizard of Oz, they all landed and they were, they met along the way. The entire thing was curated. As they're walking down the yellow brick road, the right people come in at the right time.
Right.
And they learn the lessons that they have to learn at the right time.
Yes.
And by the time they get to Oz, which is supposed to be the great and powerful success of business, right? You see that it's not the end. You just learned the lessons that you needed to learn.
Along the way.
Right. And we do the exact same thing with the sales process, with the marketing process, with the building loyal customers for you. All of those are just a walk down the yellow brick road. What do you need them to learn? What do you need them to do? How do you need them to feel in order for the end result to be whatever purchase, referrals, signing up, building your list, all of those different things.
SEO, I think, is huge.
It is huge.
And there's so much to learn about it. That's what I'm finding out is SEO. There's so much involved with it. And, where do you start?
So SEO is not the first thing you want to do in business. You want to have it in mind, but it's not the first thing that you want to do. And the reason that I say that is because if you're going to do it right, it's expensive. I would much rather you beat feet and actually go out and get sales on your own to then be able to reinvest in SEO.
Right.
In order to make that
So
happen.
SEO, let me just get it straight. I thought you could do it organically and you could pay for it.
Well, it's kind of all together. So SEO stands for search engine optimization.
Right.
And basically what that is how much does Google like you compared to your competitors?
Right.
Okay? And we are competing for words, we're competing for phrases, we're competing for questions. So when we say the Google questions, and it's a big thing for me, my entire show, my show is called Google My Business Problems. Right? And so it's similar to this where I ask questions and we answer them with different authorities and experts. And when you go to Google, Google gets asked something like 40,000 questions every second.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And so when you go to Google, most of the time you're typing in some sort of a question. It may not have a question mark, but you're typing in some sort of a question.
Right.
And so what do you want to be found for? What does your business need to be found for? And
I was told that I should have a fax page. A fax.
Yeah, so that's part of SEO. So, and I'll tell you
Is that
how.
part of the questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you need to be found for a question, that we have to have the content on your website
to
support
those questions.
the answer to those questions.
Right.
So when I say, or when somebody types in virtual assistant in Tampa, right? I want to be found for that because I'm technically a virtual assistant in Tampa.
Right.
I am also a virtual assistant in Chicago. I'm also a virtual assistant in New York City. I'm also a virtual assistant in Michigan and San Diego, right? Now, in Tampa, I might be easier to find.
Right.
Because I am much more prevalent in the Tampa market because I live there and than I am in San Diego.
Right.
And there might be 10,000 of me in Tampa. There might be 100,000 of me in San Diego. I'm not going to rank as high in San Diego as I am in Tampa. Okay? But it's still the same set of keywords.
Right.
What we do for SEO is your website needs to be optimized for it. So of course, when somebody in a web developer says optimized for SEO, it means that your website is mobile responsive. It means that you have titles on all of your pages that should match your keywords, and you're optimized for ADA compliance. All of those little things. That is basic SEO. That's what all web designers are going to give you, or web developers are going to give you as part of their SEO package. Now, true SEO goes into your content. So there are hours of research that go into SEO. And my team spends about $5,000 a month on tools to be able to do that keyword research for you And when you work with us and copyright with us, then we give you all of that list.
Okay.
Everything that we have set you up to rank for, we do that with you too, and we do it against your competitors.
Right.
So for instance, when we run that report, and you have competitor A, B, C, D, E, right? Mm-hmm. And so we run a report for all of your competitors, and it says these are the words and phrases that they're ranking for. Mm-hmm. Then we go through and we find the low hanging fruit,
right,
that we could take them over.
Ah.
So if you have a new website, right? If you have a new website, or depending on how old your website is, my website is a 35 out of 100. Okay, based on SEO scores. Now, there's a website that is huge, VA, whatever, and they're at a 45 or a 55. If I'm not going to be able to overtake their keywords without a lot of work, because right. I've got to span 20 points. Mm-hmm. However, if I'm a 35 and I have a competitor that's ranking for 20 different phrases and they're a 40, all I have to do is go and write content that supports those keywords. And I write a blog post, or I add a page to my website.
Right.
And then I resubmit that page to Google, and Google says, you have all these keywords in here. We're going to put you up to a 37, and we're going to rank you above your competitor.
It's amazing to me that Google can, computers are crazy.
Of course. Well, Google rules the world.
Yeah.
So, that's...
And Google, I'm learning as well, Google, what is that? See, my memory. Google rankings.
Yes.
But you have to ask for Google recommendations or something?
Yeah, so that's just another piece of SEO.
Right.
So Google runs the world. That's why they call the company Alphabet, because they have a product in media for every letter of the alphabet. Okay? So
they have a product in
their company, the Google company, is called Alphabet. When they redid their stuff, they renamed themselves Alphabet. So for every single letter of the 26-letter English alphabet, they have a product, right? So Google search is
zoology.
Is search. No. It's actually a company. So they have 26 different companies under the Alphabet name for every letter of the alphabet.
Are you kidding?
No. That's why they named it Alphabet. So somebody planned that way ahead of time. So it is kind of fun. But yeah, Google rules the world.
Yeah.
And so when Google went down a couple weeks ago.
One company like that can rule the world.
Google went down a couple weeks ago, and it was for about an hour and a half from 3 to 5 a.m. Eastern time. And so by 3:10, it was on CNN. Google's down. Oh my gosh. And, people's Gmails weren't working. And I had a client text me frantically at 7 a.m. because hers hadn't come back up yet. And she was, I haven't gotten email. And I'm like, don't worry. It's Google's fault. It's not yours. It's okay. Google will be back. I promise.
It will come back.
Absolutely.
Go to breakfast.
Yes.
Enjoy an egg.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is so funny. So what would you say, and we got to wrap it up. Yep. So is there one most important key component that you can help people with, or is it just the whole gamut, the whole strategy and going from point A to point Z?
Right.
Go through the alphabet.
Alphabet, right? We work with people at all stages of business. It just depends on when you're ready to have help.
Okay.
Right? And we specialize in office operations, like the actual operations of the business, and marketing.
Okay.
And so in order to do anything in business, you should have a plan.
Right.
Most people are doing business oops. Mm-hmm. Oops, it just happened.
Right.
Oops, I just got a sale. Oops, whatever. Nothing was deliberate.
Right.
So my entire goal is to help small business owners be deliberate with how they run their business so that they can save time, they can save money, they can save headaches, they can save stress, and in some cases, marriage and children's relationships and all of that other stuff, right?
Isn't that true?
Oh, it's crazy.
Because when mama's happy, everybody's happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, it really just comes down to understand what your time and energy is worth,
Right.
and ask the question. You can book that appointment with me, and I will tell you straight up in that first 22-minute appointment, yes, I can help you right now, or no, I can't. Or if you're ready, at least we know where we're going to head.
Right.
Right?
I love it.
It's simple and easy.
Well, thank you. That's
Absolutely.
so exciting.
Yay.
I can't wait to see what my next steps are.
Well, we have to sit down for that discovery call now that the website's done.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, there's so much to do, so little time. But with my clone solution, it brings peace of mind. Thank you so much for
Thanks for
being
having
here
me.
today. And women have needs too. Right now, I need my clone solution. Thank you, Brooke. Bye, everybody, and have a great day.